Welcome to Creative Chronicles. I'm your host, Biba Sheik, and today we have a beautiful guest with us. She is the one and only Jesus Washington.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, I appreciate it.
Jesus Washington has a show on WJZZ. She hosts the name of the show, please.
Everyday people.
Everyday People. I didn't want to mess it up, so I let her say it. And could you tell us a little bit about this concept of everyday people and how you thought of it and what you're experiencing by doing this show called Everyday People?
Yes. So it was a beautiful, beautiful opportunity presented to me by Roger.
Mm-hmm.
Roger is the producer
Mm-hmm.
of WJZZ Cool TV.
Yes.
And it was a beautiful opportunity. And he was the one that came up with the name Everyday People. I gave him the idea of what I thought about the show.
Mm-hmm.
And he came up with the name.
What was that?
So Everyday People is about people who work like daily jobs like 9 to 5 jobs,
Mm-hmm.
but are extremely talented.
Mm-hmm.
So their talents, and I also redefine the word talent. So it's a broad spectrum of not just like music and art. It could be anything else. It could be like talented in like knowing how the world works. That's talent.
Mm-hmm.
And mastering how life works.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just want to, in this show, I redefine talent, and I also want to honor my guests that come on the show, because like a lot of people are not honored. They're honored after they are and respected after they pass away. And then we start to look into the things that people do after they pass away. But
Mm-hmm.
why can't you, like, my question to the world is, why can't we look at people for the things that they do while they are living and appreciate them while they are living? Because there's like lessons to learn from those, those humans that come, for a short period of time and then they leave.
Yeah.
So that's the concept behind Everyday People, to honor and respect those talented humans.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes. And how do you honor them on your show then?
Well, how I honor them, I let them speak.
Don't you do something like you have a special kind of a ritual with some objects and you what is it?
What is this, a magic show? No, I don't do this one.
That must have been the show I saw. Okay. I thought you put like an animal hat on them.
That's yes,
and then you like do
yes,
something.
yes, yes, the animal spirits, yes.
Yes.
So like I want to know everything about them. And, everyone has a spirit animal, so I have, like, different characters, like headbands, and then I have my audience also, like, not my audience, my guests, like, wear the headband, So it's just, like, something fun.
Yeah,
but
I thought of that when you said that a lot of people wait till someone dies in order to honor them.
Yes.
And you're trying to do that while people are living to
Yes.
honor them. And when you said that, I was really thinking about the animals more than the people also, because they need to be honored. When I think of honor, I think about indigenous people and how they honor the earth and the land.
Yes.
And also the spirit of
Yes.
animals.
Yes.
So, and of course, then other people also, especially older people that become, wise and are highly respected. And I wish we could have a great awakening.
We will have a great awakening. That's the whole purpose behind the show.
Okay.
A great awakening. So this is like it's not a new concept.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it is, maybe it's not. I don't think it's a new concept.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like getting everyone used to the idea. You know what I mean? It takes
yes.
time for people to like catch on to the idea. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, honoring honoring, like I talk about, like, them just like tell me about you and what you did. My guests, like I tell them, tell me what you did so far on earth and what are you trying to do, to influence everyone.
And I think you probably don't, they sort of like they open up in a way that they usually don't. Somehow
Yes.
they feel very comfortable, and then they start even discovering themselves, and they become, they find themselves.
You
in
noticed
a
that on
big,
the show?
experimental
You noticed?
field.
That's
Yeah,
so
I did.
yes. Because you live with yourself, but when like you have a discussion with another person, you see something that you've never seen about yourself.
Because sometimes a person can see something about you that they don't really know about
Yes.
themselves either.
Yes.
And that's how we can also help a person, because we can somehow give them, through our intention and through our energy, something that we think they need, because there's something about themselves that they don't know,
Yes.
that we know.
Yes, for sure. Of course. And that's how like we share like knowledge. It's like sharing knowledge. That's what it is. To like elevate consciously. You open up your brain cells to like think on a different level. You know what I mean? And we're humans. We're ultimate. We're really, really ultimate.
So you did, though you are now a broadcasting, I don't know, I would say octopus.
Octopus this
a
one.
broadcasting, yeah, you're really into broadcasting, and you're also a businesswoman,
Yes.
and but you also have dedicated studies to biology.
Yes.
And do you think that has somehow enhanced your understanding of humankind, and if so, how?
Yes. Excellent question. Excellent. Yes, definitely. I wanted to learn, like the human body, and not just the human body. It's a broad thing. When you learn biology, you learn about plants, you learn about animals, you learn about humans, you learn about everything, and the detail. Because like people look at the physical, but then there's cells, there's organs, there's so many things going on in this body. And I just wanted to know, I wanted the knowledge. I was going to go into the field of dentistry, but then it ended up being like, no, I want to learn life. I want to learn nature. And I got to learn nature, and that's why like I look at life in a different perspective.
And tell us about this perspective. What is the difference between how you can see it and how others can't? Then, tell me a little bit about it. When you look at a person,
yes,
what are you?
Divine. Like when I look at people, when I meet people, I just think about how divine they are, how godly they are, and that's like that's what like it makes that's why like I am the way I am. You are right, because of biology, and that's why like when I meet people or when I see people or it's a whole different thing, because I know it's like I have this knowledge. You know what I mean?
And what about the water? Tell me about
the water, the H2O.
Is it like what is sacred about water?
What is sacred about water?
Yeah.
Well, one thing about water, okay, because I'm gonna tell you a story, right? And I learned to appreciate water more than usual. So I was going through a spiritual moment, and I put myself in a position where I just wanted to have nothing to do with anyone so that I can figure out me.
So you cut yourself off from everyone.
I cut myself off of everyone, money, everything. Like I just.
Did you think it was the truth at the time when you did that?
Yes. But I'm glad I did that.
So it was like a kind of a phase of your spiritual growth.
It was an awakening. And I learned to appreciate water. Because, like, my money was limited. And I was living out of my van. And it was what's the most important thing to me on a daily basis? The 2 months that I did this? Water. Water. And I can go without eating, but I can't go without drinking.
Yes.
because you know your body really really needs it. You know what I mean? When you're dehydrated, like it's just life. It gives you life.
You're 70% water.
Yes.
And
Yes.
From very knowledgeable people in India, I have learned that water has to flow in its natural direction. It's very different for water to be taken through pipes and taken, in all different directions. It becomes harder. So if you see a waterfall and you see a huge waterfall coming off a mountain and you can see someone standing underneath it and the water is falling and hitting them,
Yes.
it's still extremely soft because it's in its natural flow.
Wow.
And that water has a memory.
Yes.
And
yes.
water can also do things
Yes.
like to you,
Yes.
So-
Yes. During that moment, during that time, I always, used to like kiss my water and talk to my water before I drank my water.
Yes.
I always did that.
That's brilliant. I
Yes.
love that. Yeah.
Yes.
So you can talk to the water. The water. Well,
Yeah, they have-
I think the water can probably hear you.
No, there's a scientific study.
Mm-hmm.
It was the rice experiment.
The rice,
I think-
RICE.
Yeah, the rice experiment. I think they put rice in water, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And then they said good words to the rice and water, and then nothing happened. Like it was just normal. And then the other one, they said bad words, like negative words,
Yes.
and it turned.
Well, think about us being 70% water
Yeah.
and this rice phenomena
Yes.
taking place.
Yes.
And also think about who is serving you the water also
Yes.
and what they think.
Yeah,
about
that's so
you.
true. You're
Okay.
right about that.
You know what I'm going to do? I think these are my question cards here.
Okay.
And I'm going to start and have you pick the first question
Yeah,
to
let me see
answer. All right. Here, it's kind of there. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna take this one.
Can you read it or should I read
Yes.
it for you?
You want me to read it?
Okay.
What are your ideological intentions and meanings associated with your work? What groups are you associated with? Okay, so are those your intentions and meanings? Wow, that's beautiful. Okay, so everything that I do,
Mm-hmm.
I look at the bigger picture. I think about the world,
Mm-hmm.
and I think about myself, how I fit in the big picture.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm one person among 8 billion.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And everything that I do, I'm always thinking about myself because, we always have positive thinking and like positive thoughts and negative thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
And I always stop my negative thoughts from going through.
Mm-hmm.
And I always say keep it positive because I see myself I am a leader. You know what I mean? I am a leader, but I see myself being a leader on a global level, like influencing the world.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to be like Hitler. I don't want to be like Saddam Hussein. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want to get into that. You know what I mean? I don't want to be into that
Yeah.
because
So guess what? We
Yeah.
have a great question you can ask yourselves, and you can play with it, and you can become it also.
yes.
Ask yourself, how would I be if I were, you could say, either the leader or the president or even the prince or princess, depending on your personality. Just ask yourself, how would I be and what would I do as you're walking? How would you walk? How would you talk? How would you greet other people? How would you make decisions, amongst everyone that's there? What could you give? You can become this leader that you are in the best sense of the word and in the most pleasurable sense as well.
Definitely, you have to think about all the details.
You
Yes.
are watching WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Please share, like, subscribe, and thank you for watching WJZZ Cool TV.
Coolest TV in the world.
If you just joined us, we are conversing with Jesus Washington, the broadcasting
businesswoman
businesswoman who also is a very spiritual being, and who is, I think, in the middle of a process that is still going up and up. And so everything we talk about seems to have this spiritual side to it, which is very interesting, because she also studied biology, which I wouldn't say is spiritual, but it's extremely scientific and knowledgeable. And now she's also seeking the spiritual side, and that's just the backdrop for all of the business and the broadcasting projects she's involved with.
Yes.
Yes.
Definitely, for sure.
Yes.
And I wanted to answer the second part of the question. I like these cards, by the way. They're so shiny and sparkly.
Yes.
What groups are you associated with? What groups am I associated with? Well, right now, most of the things that I'm doing, is like within the station.
In the station here at WJZZ.
Yeah, at WJZZ. So I am associated with that. I am also the social media director, and I engineer also different shows. So I get to meet different people every day. So right now I'm only a part of the WJZZ Cool TV.
That's so nice.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay. We're going to go to the next question.
For sure. All right. Where have you located, and why? Oh, that's a really good question. You have really good questions. I love your questions. Okay, so my biggest major move was when I moved to Dubai.
To Dubai from where?
From Michigan to Dubai.
You did? Okay.
But I'm gonna tell you the story how it happened, okay? This is like I'm gonna tell you like a story, but to me it's like a movie.
Okay.
Okay. Operas and stuff like that, like we have the dish, right?
Yeah.
And the dish has like so many different Arabic,
Mexican too.
Mexican too, and it's like international channels.
International soap operas.
International soap operas. The dish. You'll find in all Middle Eastern homes. So
the bold and the beautiful.
Yes. So they had this channel like for Dubai. And Dubai was still like they were still building Dubai, and Dubai was still becoming what Dubai is right now.
Yeah.
So I'm watching this on TV, and I'm like, oh shoot, I want to go there. I really want to go there. And all I could imagine myself, I just imagined myself over there. I really, really did.
You were in Michigan watching Dubai on TV, and you were like, all of a sudden you imagine yourself there in the middle of this half-constructed conglomeration building.
Yes. And I was like, okay, so I was watching Dubai from like 18 years old to 21. 21 years old, okay? And
while you were studying biology, right?
Yes. And I went to Dubai because I got married. Okay. So I there was like Skype before they had like online dating. So I did like Skype, and that was like the online dating back then. So I met somebody from Dubai.
That is hilarious.
And so I go to Dubai. I marry somebody in Dubai.
Bravo!
And there goes my dream come true.
Okay.
And I got married at a palace. So
In a palace?
In a palace, yes.
Uh-huh.
But I was only there for 2 months.
Okay.
And then I came back to the United States. But that was a major move for me. That was big. But like I believe even though I went there, I didn't like it for me. I didn't understand it. You know,
like what was the sensation, or what was
it was overwhelming.
Okay.
It was so overwhelming.
So it was like being in a, like, what do you call them, amusement park, but
Yeah!
like a serious one. It wasn't like...
It was so overwhelming. It really was. At 21 years old, and everybody is dressing all classy, and everybody is, you know what I mean? And every single place, like, their hood is like Birmingham. That's their hood.
Yeah, and so, but there are homeless people.
There's a lot of homeless people
too.
Yeah, there's a lot of homeless
people. You never see them in the
you don't see that
image of Dubai.
Yeah, and you know what? That's another thing I didn't like. In Dubai, like it's a beautiful country, but they only give citizenship to only the indigenous people of Dubai. Like, if you come from Iraq, if you come from Lebanon, you come from Palestine, you are not a citizen.
You'll never be
and you will never be a citizen.
And what about, so your child would be a citizen, but you wouldn't?
No, not even the child.
What, if you marry a person
If you
from
marry,
Dubai?
yes.
You won't get the citizenship, but if your child is born there, they get it, right?
No.
If their father is from Dubai?
Yes, only.
Ooh.
Only. So, you know, it's a big issue. You know, you can never own anything in Dubai.
What do you mean you can never own anything?
You're not a citizen of the country. So you're renting.
Right. Well, that's how the Palestinians have to live in Lebanon, and they've been in camps for 50 years, and it's almost like they don't want them to, because if you have no house, you can't really have a family.
Yeah, but
if
that's
you
the
can't
president.
have a job.
Yeah,
you know.
That's the president.
And
that's
also,
what they
I have an American friend. I don't know. I guess my mind has, I'm not there right now in my mind, but I do have an American friend in Lebanon who's been living there for more than 25 years, and he's not allowed to have the Lebanese citizenship, and his daughter's not allowed to have the Lebanese citizenship.
Yeah, but it goes back to the presidents. It goes back to the team. Do you know what I mean? Like, when you're the president, you have a team. That means you've got a lot of evil people, just like evil as you, to make some rules like that. Because there's a lot of women. Did you know that you can't even give birth? You can't give birth in their hospitals if you're not a citizen. So these, they're struggling. Yeah, it looks all glamorous and it looks all beautiful, but people don't know the backstories of these places.
Absolutely, yeah.
I wanted to come back.
A lot of people move there.
A lot of people move it. But see, if you have the United States citizenship, yes, you will live good. If you have a citizenship of another country, and you come, but if you're from a Middle East and you come there, you have no chance.
Okay.
You've got no chance. And that's crazy.
That's why people would go there maybe for a temporary amount of time to generate income, a lot of income, with much higher amount than they would in another country, and then go back to their homeland.
But see,
again, you know what you made me think of when you said that you can't give birth in the hospitals?
No.
Is, again, I thought of the Palestinians in Palestine, and when somebody dies, they're not allowed to bury them in cemeteries. So a lot of times they're driving around with the dead person in the car for days upon days trying to find a place to bury them. And a lot of people end up just burying them underneath their house, which is pretty much a shack,
Yeah.
So, there are things going on in the world. Yes, it's inhuman. Yeah, it's beyond words. Anyway, how about, so you were talking about location. You moved from Michigan to Dubai, and you got married there, so we got the story, and you imagined the whole thing before it happens. And do you know, I think that the creation of the world happened that way.
That's exactly how it happened. Yeah, that's exactly it. You have to imagine it first.
Yes.
And, but look how long it took. And then from 18 to 21.
Yes. And but didn't you, were you born in America?
No,
So you
I was
came-
born in Bethlehem.
Yeah, so you were from
Yes.
the like Palestinian community, and then you came over here with your parents.
Yeah, we all moved here. We all.
And what was it like for this? What was it like for your family moving here? Was it like the American dream? Were they really happy, or was it like half and half? What were they emotionally experiencing?
Well, it was a struggle in the beginning. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It was a struggle because, like, the family, even though we came here, but it wasn't like, and the family did like try to support us and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's like you're in a whole different country. You don't know anybody. You don't have any friends, and
Yeah, it's not a place either that you can just walk out on the street and
Yes.
meet people. It's
Yeah. So, it took time, to get used to, like, the people around us and just a whole different culture. And, but, like, growing up here, like, I never really mingled with Americans.
Mm-hmm.
I never did. Like, they were scared to mingle with Americans and their culture. I had to grow up and grow out of that to see the beauty in others and to see their culture, you know what I mean? But, like, I was more, like, raised, like, this is our culture, and this is it, and this is what you're gonna have to do. No, it doesn't go like that, Habibi! Not like this one! La, la! It doesn't go like that. But, like, when you become an adult and see the truth, it's like, wow, I was sleeping. What were they keeping me from?
Well, it's you can't be too hard on them. I always think of the philosopher Heidegger when it comes to these things. He said that there were 3 different kinds of people in the book, Being and Time.
Okay.
And the first type were the people who are born and who stay their whole life in the context that they were born into.
Yee.
And you can imagine how that is if it's generation after generation. So there's that. Then you have the second type of people that they are thrust into circumstances of chance, of some, and they find them. They just by chance they find themselves in a situation that they themselves did not choose, and most people are in that category and in the first category. But there's the third type of person that is a person who can choose, and they can choose their destiny. And this is, so
That's me right there.
And every
Yes.
person wants to be a person who can choose.
Yes.
And that's why people have dreams, and that's why even if the bombs are dropping, a person still wants to realize their dreams. The only way to destroy a person, says William Burroughs, is by destroying their dream. That's the only way. And that's why even in the worst case scenario, even in struggle and deprecation and death, people still are looking somehow to realize their dream, because they will create a beauty that is lost, and they will become that person who may choose and be the master of their own destiny. So, so I think
Yes.
maybe I'm imagining that like the Klan first were these people that were born and lived in the context of their birth. And if you're older when you're moving, then were thrust into circumstances which they did not choose because they didn't know where they were. And slowly now, through time, people like you are now starting to choose who they are and what they're doing, and choosing their,
That's I love the way you explain that. Very, very nice. And us being here, humans in this world, we don't if you for me personally, I never asked to be here.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I never asked to be here, but
Mhm.
I'm here. And now that I'm here,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? I'm going to do great things.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And that's how, like, I looked at it. Like, when I woke up from that bubble that I was in,
Mhm.
it was like a bubble.
Yes.
When I burst that bubble,
Was
and
it
I'm
like freedom when you burst the
yeah,
bubble?
yes, it was freedom.
You are watching WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Like, share, subscribe, and thank you for watching WJZZ, the coolest station in the world. And here we are with Jesus Washington.
Woo!
She has a show called Everyday People on WJZZ, and she is a spiritual person who is also working a lot in broadcasting here at WJZZ, and also has a background in business, and has also studied biology, and she puts it all together to figure out the truth and to have a vision of people and trying to understand what the truth is on the earth where she is walking.
Yes.
Okay, next question.
Yes. Beautifully said.
I hope you don't choose the same one as before. Let's see.
No, this is a different
If
one.
you can't read it, because I thought I was going to read them, so let me know.
No, your handwriting is clear. How do you see your work in progress from chaos
Chaos to
form? Okay, from chaos to form. Oh, wow, yes. Good question.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this. Okay. I measure my progress year by year.
Oh, uh-huh.
Not just year by year. I'm going to tell you what I do year by year.
Okay.
But I also measure it day by day and second by second.
Mm-hmm.
Because
So you measure.
I do.
Uh-huh.
Because every second is different.
Mm-hmm.
For me.
Yes, that's theater. The definition of theater is to go from one moment to the next moment and living each moment.
Yes.
That's what theater is.
Wow. So I am theatering in this world.
Yeah, she's a character.
I am theatering.
Jesus Washington.
Character. Yes. But I live each second and like I was saying, I measure it because like I look at the second before what I did,
Mm-hmm.
and then I make it better.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like in everything that I do, every project that I take on
Mm-hmm.
is a working project.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have to do, like with my medical transportation business,
Mm-hmm.
it's tedious things.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it's like slow progress.
Mm-hmm.
And then my contractors are all the way in Florida, so you can imagine I can't go to the office, so I'm always
okay.
going to have to be on the phone
It has
all
to
the
be
time.
Florida.
I know.
Okay.
Where's my money?
Keep it.
Keep it, give it to me. I mean, but yes. So there's always progress. And one thing about Snapchat, what I love about Snapchat,
What?
you take videos,
Mm-hmm.
and let's just say you took videos 2 or 3 years from the same day. Okay, let's just say today is what's today? Today is
February 20 or 21st, I don't know.
Yeah, 21st.
Mm-hmm.
So today is 21st. So they'll show me something from 2 years ago or something from 3 years ago on the same day.
Uh-huh. Oh.
And I watch my videos, and literally I'm a whole different person.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
A different person. And I could see myself on, like 2 years ago, or no, 3 years ago, 2 years ago. I would take videos of myself
Mm-hmm.
and say nothing. It's like I was absorbing or like studying the world. You know what I mean? I was just absorbing.
Mm-hmm.
And then literally in 2021, I broke free.
Mm-hmm.
Like I broke, like I was in a cave, like in a cage,
Uh-huh.
and I'm like a butterfly. Woo!
So what's all this about? Wait, so you were very silent and you were just like a different kind of person?
Different person.
Were you like introvert?
Oh yes.
And were you very ordinary
Yes.
compared to now?
Yes.
And then you woke up one day and you just.
But see, this was always in me. Like, I would show this personality, like, around family, but they never understood it. They never appreciated it. They didn't know, they didn't understand it. So, you know what I mean? So when I came out of that circle, and then just, like, meditated within myself, that time that I took to myself helped me meet people like me.
Oh, yes.
So that's the progress that I made.
Okay, yes.
Within the last 3 years.
So it was kind of probably like the inner child.
Yes.
Was kind of
suppressed.
Stopped at a certain age.
Yes.
And then you were maybe living on the outside.
Yes.
And then you found your inner child again, and that inner child could grow.
والله يا حبيبتي يا بيبا والله ما شاء الله ما شاء الله عليكي ما شاء الله عليكي والله you are so good والله philosopher doctor this one ما شاء الله you okay. Yes, that's exactly
very
what
good answer for chaos to form. I like it. Okay, next question.
All right, yalla, let's go with this one.
Okay.
Is this the same question? No, this is a different one. Could you explain your cultural ways, means, and means, and
materializations?
Materializations. Okay, explain your cultural ways, means, and materialization. Okay, so I feel like I got rid of the Middle Eastern culture.
Okay. Especially, yeah. Okay.
But not got rid of it completely, like it's still in me, you know what I mean? Because a lot of like my hospitality and, the things that I do, I got from that culture, you know?
So you kind of got rid of you could say like the folklore part of it, and you kept the essence of it.
Yes, yes, excellent way of putting it. Yes, yes, that's what happened.
And you still eat the food?
No, sometimes. I try not to, but I can't help it. The tabbouleh is so good.
Plant some nana. Come on.
Plant some nana. Well, the olive trees. Make oil.
Yeah. Well, you can eat hummus now.
Yeah, يا حمص وفلافل حمص and falafel. And what is and what was and what is
and what I can't even read it. And what is and was their significance for the realization of your ideas or dreams?
Okay. The significance? Well, the big significance. There's a huge significance. Because, like, I got to discover me. You know what I mean? It was, and not only...
So you got to discover you because you did what? What was the first part of the question? Because you...
I did the falafel and hummus, mashallah, and
she doesn't eat them anymore. Yes. She says she doesn't eat them, but she has Arabic coffee in the morning.
Arabic coffee? Well, Turkish coffee. I forgot about this one a long time ago.
What about your husband from Dubai? He joins you in this?
Wallah, I never got to see him. I guess that's why we divorced. He used to show up at 4 in the morning. What I gonna do, ya habibi?
And what did you do? Did you take the ring off like in a movie?
Well, I wish I did this one. No, I just eat chocolate.
Okay.
Cadbury.
Yes. Oh my God.
That's how I dealt with the situation. I ate Cadbury chocolate.
That's what everyone does.
Or the ice cream, huh?
Yeah.
No, I was going through the Cadburys a lot. But yeah, I had to run from that situation. But yeah, so did I answer your question? And their significance for So, but Yeah, so like me getting rid of like certain things about like the Middle Eastern culture, you know what I mean? Really helped me come on break free out of my shell.
So you found like your spiritual being, which is not a man, not a woman, not a culture.
No.
You didn't.
Hold on, I'm still not there.
Okay.
So I'm still discovering that.
You're still getting the other thing off?
I'm still, well, how do you say that? I'm still shedding. I'm still shedding. But I do, like, you know.
It sounds like you put a big Band-Aid on it and it, like, it's a Jesus Washington Band-Aid.
No, not the Band-Aid. You know my name, Jesus Washington?
It's a very powerful name.
It's a very powerful name. Yes, and it's a big name from the Middle Eastern name. You know what I mean? It's it's a big name. But like I was born in Bethlehem. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I had to I had to be Jesus Washington. Yes. I had to. I came from the Holy Land.
What's your middle name?
So my middle name. You want to know my middle name for real? For real?
Yeah.
Yellow, this is my middle name. I got it tattooed on me.
Okay.
It's very different.
Okay.
Okay, you ready for it?
What is it?
It's numbers. So my middle name is 11, 22 to the power of love 33. That's my middle name. This one you never meet like this one before.
You should change it to H2O.
H2O? Oh, look at that! Jesus H2O Washington. That's a good one. Very nice. Well, I'm going to consider this one.
Okay.
Yes. And so I got.
What was that 1122? What was that about?
Okay, so 11 is the day I was born. Mm-hmm. And the 33, if you add the 3 and the 3 together, it's 6. Mm-hmm. So 611 is when I was born. Mm-hmm. And then the 22, if you add the 2 and 2 together, is 4. That's my path number. Mm-hmm. So the day I was born, my path number. So the way you get your path number, you calculate, you add the month, the day, and the year. Oh, uh-huh. And you have to come up with, at the end of the equation, it's supposed to be 1 digit.
Oh, okay. Uh-huh.
Yeah. And that's your path number.
Okay, I'm gonna look mine up.
Yeah, look yours up for sure. So, it's I see myself as somebody special, because we are all special. All of us are special.
And you must feel very special too, right?
Yes, I do. I really do. Mm-hmm. Yes, like the more I discover myself and the things that I do daily, and the progress that I make. And the things that I do, sometimes I feel like I'm Superwoman. Mm-hmm. Or like Wonder Woman. Really, I don't know how I do things.
I know, wait a minute now. And wait, where is it? How do you envision the future? Because you said you have a medical transportation company.
Yes.
And you're doing this broadcasting octopus work.
Yes.
And with all your background and everything, so what do you...
And I also work at DTE also.
You work at DTE?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I sell protection plans.
Okay, so.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Now, and where do you want all this to go in the future?
Okay, so with my medical transportation, I'm going to turn all my vans, because it's called Pink Cab Express. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to turn all my vans to be pink. To pink cabs.
But you know what you should do, really, your contribution, like, in the next phase of your life could be, I have a suggestion. It's up to you, though.
Okay, go ahead, of course.
But since you have these vehicles,
yes,
why don't you try, like, doing something that, like, nobody's ever done before that we, like, really need? So you could have, like, in these medical transportation vehicles, you could have, like, theater pieces going on.
Yella, tell me, what theater? What is it? Like
it
what?
Could take place in ambulances, in like when people are going to like the hospital. Even you could have like theater productions like at funerals and like
how would I do that?
There should be theater everywhere.
Theater.
Yes.
Well, like inside
like acts and rituals and
How would I do that though?
Well, you can do it. All you have to do, they're vehicles where people sit in them, right? So
yes.
And they're like vans, right?
Yeah, they're vans.
And they go and they pick people up at their houses.
Yeah.
So you could do it. You could do it like when it stops somewhere. You could do it outside. There could be a show there, or you could take the front seat out, and you could have like you could have like.
Well, this is so nice.
Pretending like he's dying in the
Yay!
front seat.
Do acting. This will be a first.
Even better, you can imagine a woman like having a baby, like she's having the baby, and then everyone's like helping her, and then suddenly a man comes out.
Well, you're so imaginative. You have an imaginary.
Like,
wow.
At least we should have theater like in marketplaces and stores and everywhere. They should be like.
Habibti, I'm gonna do this one. I'm gonna do this one for sure. Wallah, thank you, Habiba, Habibti.
Okay.
I'm gonna do this one. So I should have like my actors inside the vans.
Yeah.
While going picking up, and then have like a show like before I pick them up, like have a show.
Yeah, you can have the show outside somewhere. Like a flamenco performance.
And have the whole entire neighborhood celebrating.
Yeah. And then everyone can like hold hands and
blood pressure.
They can take their blood pressure
Oh,
off
Yaniva!
together. They can like squeeze.
Oh my goodness.
And whoever gets the lowest.
And all of this just to take somebody to the hospital?
Whoever has the lowest blood pressure
Uh-huh.
can win a trip to Hawaii.
Wallah, this is a nice thing. Wallah, this is so nice. I'm going to do this for sure. I'm going to have my actors and actresses in place.
Yeah, and you can have videos too. I mean,
Yes,
no,
yes.
but I want live theater. That's
Yeah, live theater.
Hakawati.
Hakawati? Wallah, this is nice. Hakawati.
And
Yallah.
belly dancing.
And belly dancing
Yeah,
too?
talk about belly dancing. Like if you had belly dancing in the truck,
Yes.
like talk to us about like belly dancing, how you could do it.
Yay! This would be so nice and interesting. Like I used to teach belly dancing at different colleges
Oh,
and
really?
universities.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So that would be a really, really nice thing. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Like imagine
I need you to give us a lesson.
you need a belly dancing lesson?
But I'm not going to do it. You're going to do it. Only you.
Well, like Habibti, I'll give you
Okay.
a belly dancing lesson over
All
here.
right.
Yallah. Okay, so you don't know how to belly dance again? You're
Let me
Eastern?
see,
You
let
don't
me
know how
see.
to? Yallah. Oh, you want me to dance? Put
Dance-
some
okay, let me see.
Yallah,
Here.
sing for me, Habibti.
Okay.
Yalla, Yalla, your turn, do titi. And you don't know how to belly dancing?
I don't know. I don't know if I can. I really don't know.
Yeah, you do.
No,
Yalla,
I
do.
cannot.
Yalla, me and you do
Oh
together.
my
Yalla,
God.
come on. Yalla, we have to do a show for everybody. Belly dancing show.
Oh my goodness.
Yalla, come
I
on.
don't know.
Yalla, you know how to do this one. Yalla, you just go like this one
Let me
and
see.
like this one.
Like this and like this.
Yeah, you just swing your hip like
Yes.
this one and like this one. Like this one. Dun, 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 dun. Yalla, belly dancing today. MashaAllah, I'm Biba Shaw. Wallah, you know how to dance, MashaAllah. Woo! MashaAllah, MashaAllah. Oh, this is so much fun, ya Biba. We should do this more often.
Yeah. Okay. So, okay, next question.
Yeah, time is running. Habibti,
Oh.
ya Biba.
I know.
Woo! Oh, we did this one.
Okay. I shouldn't put them back in there, but hey.
Okay. Influencers on your life? Oh, yes! This is the ultimate question. Influencers on your life plus work, who and why?
Uh-huh.
Yes!
Jesus and Washington, right?
Yes. Yes.
No, you have to answer it.
Yeah, I have to answer this one. I have to answer this. So a lot of powerful women have influenced my life. Oprah Winfrey being one. But I look up to Beyonce. And the reason why I look up to Beyonce, because I am so fascinated how she does all that work, married with 3 children, and that girl is just moving on and on and on and on, and her music is just phenomenal. And her words, her lyrics, it literally influenced me. And not only that, it made me be the independent woman that I am.
In what way? How?
Okay, like these women, they make their own money. They take care of themselves. They really don't need a man to be with them. But they contribute to the relationship. You know what I mean? And Rihanna is one of them. Selena Gomez. You know, even though a lot of people don't like Kim Kardashian, even her. Those are all businesswomen that took care of themselves on their own with their hard work. And you got to respect that. You got to respect that type of work. You know what I mean? Because it's all hard work. And it's talent. It really is. So yes, I do look up to all the women that I've mentioned and more. And Halsey and just like different, different,
And when you were young,
people.
when you were young
Yes.
girl, who was your like idol when you were young? I know that changes when we grow up, but
Yes.
but just
Well, when I was younger, I wasn't allowed to listen to music.
I can understand that.
You know?
Definitely, yes.
So I wasn't allowed to listen to like Western music, but when I did sneak and did listen to, it was definitely Beyonce, because like it was that era that I listened to her. You know what I mean? But like it was still the same person as I grew older, and I learned to appreciate her as I got older. But like one thing for sure, I am so intrigued by how independent those women are. They really are independent. And even with their music, the way their lyrics, like the way they talk about different things in life. And Nicki Minaj is another one. Like they really taught me the real life that's out here. And what's really going on, because that's what you learn from these music.
And what was the greatest experience of your whole life, if you can localize it? Maybe
The greatest, yes, the greatest experience I'm gonna tell you was in Novi, when I was in Novi at a club. It was called the 29 Novi. And that's when I had a very beautiful moment, and I can never forget it. I remember it was like a VIP party that I went to, and it was like a cannabis VIP party, and there were all these people from California that came through, and literally everyone just sat in their seats, and I was just the only one on the dance floor, and I danced for like 4 hours alone, and I was just dancing. And then there were 2 guys that were just standing there. It was like a spiritual moment, But I know we have to wrap it up and stuff. I don't want to make the story too long, but that was the most like memory that I can remember the most. It was so beautiful. Yes, just me dancing and being free. Yes.
Wonderful.
Well, thank you for having me on the show.
Oh, thank you so much. It was really a pleasure. I had such a good time with you, and I learned a lot about you, and so did everybody else. And do you want to lead us to any of your websites?
How about my social media? All of my social media, you can. So all of my social media platforms on TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, and if you go on Facebook and you can Google like Jesus Washington, my name will pop up on Facebook. But as far as Snapchat and Instagram, it's a capital J 112233 capital W. And that's for all my social media platforms except for Facebook. It's Jesus Washington.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's where you can find me. Yes. And make sure you follow. Make sure you watch, you subscribe. And you can see, you know, my shows and everything from there. Yes.
Yes, check out her shows. She has a really good time on her shows.
Thank you, Abby. Well, thank you for having me, and thank you for everybody for watching.